Oh, well, I'm glad you noticed the memo to put the the long way today. Oh. So just starting to land in the space, finding a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. I like sitting on the block because it helps lift tall through the crown of the head so the front and back body don't have to work as hard. So once you start to settle in here, use an inhale to sit up tall and lift through the crown. Use an exhale to soften the shoulders, soften the muscles of the face, and start to land in the space. Hands can come to rest comfortably on the thighs, and you can allow the eyes to soften or close on an exhale. Beginning to bring the awareness inward, taking deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. Finding that pause between the inhale and the exhale, between the exhale and the next inhale. I'm beginning to let all other thoughts drift away for this practice, acknowledging that thoughts will come into this space and that is a human natural experience. So, not having any judgment, just allowing it to be and to go. And really committing right now to be present in each moment by staying with the breath. So, when the mind wanders, come back to that inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Getting the most out of this experience by being fully here, fully in this body, in this space, on this mat, acknowledging the effort it took to get here today, the resources it took, just giving yourself a little pat on the back for making it. And then beginning to elongate the inhale and making the exhale twice as long as the inhale. This will let the body know that you're in a safe space and will continue to soften the muscles through the body and help you to keep your focus on the present moment. Remembering as you sit here breathing that you have every tool you need to be successful in this space. There are no expectations, no judgment, just complete and authentic appreciation for this body that does so much for you every single day. That his body is perfect in this moment and just as it should be. On the next inhale, breathing in first to the belly, feeling it expand out, and then up into the low ribs and upper chest. Pausing at the height of that inhale, and then exhale, moving that breath back down through the chest, the ribs, all the way back down to the bottom of the belly where it started. Inhale, big breath in, breathing into belly, ribs, and chest, feeling the torso expand out. And exhale, coming all the way back down to the seat of the breath at the bottom of the belly. Continuing with this 3-part Dirga breath, allowing you to ground even further into your experience. With the exhale, becoming more aware of the parts of your body that are connected to the earth beneath you. And on the inhale, lifting tall through the crown, making lots of space for the lungs to expand into. And then exhale, release all controlled state of breathing. Bring a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart, and just check in with yourself. What's shifted in a few moments of breath work and meditation? Knowing that these tools are here for you at every moment of every day. You do not need me to guide you. This wisdom is within this perfect body always. And when you're ready, allowing the eyes to flutter open, bringing the hands side to side, and on an inhale, lifting the palms up towards the sky. Gaze follows. Big breath in. And exhale, the palms are going to calm down. If you can release an om. Om. Inhale to lift, big breath in, option to join into that om. Om. Last one, biggest breath yet today. Om. Inhale, the hands lift up once again. This time, exhale, bring one hand to the earth, reach up towards the ceiling, and then out and over to the side, creating space in the side body from the hips all the way up through the armpit. And then rotate that top shoulder back, lift the gaze towards the ceiling. Pausing here for a few breaths, asking yourself if there's any movement you'd like to incorporate here. Perhaps using the inhale and the exhale to create a little flow with the hands, arms, and body. Inhale pulls you all the way back through to center, palms touch overhead. Exhale, the other hand comes down to the earth, reaching up and then out and over, rolling that top shoulder back and checking in. What's going to be right for you on this side of the body? Taking note of any differences, not as being right or wrong between the two side bodies, but just information. Inhale to come all the way back up through to center, and exhale, twist and turn. One hand comes to the outer edge of the opposite leg. The other hand presses into the earth right behind the sits bones. And exhaling even deeper, turning to look out over that back shoulder. Each inhale here is an opportunity to lift and lengthen tall through the crown. Nice straight line through the spine. Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale to twist and turn, coming to the opposite side. Breathing deep here. Remembering that the breath is the tool to being fully present and in the moment in your practice. Inhale to come back through to center. If you're sitting on any block, you can scooch that on out of the way. And then bring the soles of the feet together here. I'm going to start by just giving them a little massage, a little bit of self-love here, starting at the tips of the toes, working your way down towards the feet. Knowing a little fun fact, that point where the toes and the feet meet, those nerve endings are connected to your shoulders. So if you're having sore shoulders, this is a pretty killer place to get to. It'll really help. Mm. It helped having a reflexologist in my yoga teacher training. And you can work your way down the tops of the feet, the arches, and the heels. Giving it all just a little bit of love, right? Let's love this body up. And it's wonderful when others can give us loving touch, but it's also really important that we can do that for ourselves. Mm. When the feet feel loved up and tended to, you can bring the hands to the shins or interlace the fingers to wrap around the toes. Using an inhale, lift up tall through the crown, lift the knees up towards the ceiling. Exhale, the crown stays lifted, the thighs come closer down to the earth. Big breath in through the nose here, and exhale, forward fold from the hips, keeping a nice flat back. So what I literally mean by that is don't allow the shoulders to roll and the head to come forward. Keep that same length through the spine like when you were sitting. It's more of like hinging from the hips like a book. Pausing here for another breath cycle. Mm. And then on that next exhale, allow the shoulders to roll. Now hands can slide forward in front of you. Face comes down towards the feet. And pausing here for 2 breath cycles. Acknowledging that you can always change a pose, come out of a pose as you need to. You are allowed to meet your needs on the mat today. And no one is going to know your needs better than you do. So listen to that inner wisdom and honor your body. Inhale to slowly roll back up to the spine, coming back to that seated position, and then roll forward onto hands and knees. So you can do that, yeah, sideways on the mat. And then arms stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips. Tuck that belly button up and in, and then almost imagine like you're taking some weight off of the hands by lifting the shoulders. From here, inhale, tilt the pelvis, drop the belly, open the heart, and lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin into chest. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale to breathe. Lift the gaze. Exhale to squeeze that breath out, chin to chest. 2 more breath cycles here, following your breath to guide your timing. Inhale, come back to that nice flat back. And then we're going to turn to face the long edge of the mat. So you'll turn and face towards me. You're going to inhale, come up. Hands can come to hips. And then extend your leg out to the side. So that foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. And you're really pressing in. This is called the knife edge of the foot here. So really pressing into the outer edge of the foot. From here, inhale, open up the arms side to side, and exhale, coming down to touch that extended leg out. Other hand reaches up and over. Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale, that palm comes to the earth. The other hand is lifted straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale to come to the side. So creating a little flow here. Moving with your breath. And listening to your body. Each time you come into these poses is an opportunity to listen to your body and tweak things as needed. Next time you exhale, that hand comes to the earth. Pause here. An option to keep that foot to the earth, or inhale, lift that leg parallel to the ground. Breathing deep here. If you're lifting the foot, keep it nice and active as if it's pressed against the wall. Welcoming that shake and heat is a sign that you are alive. Always the option to lower the foot at any point. One more breath cycle here. Big breath in. Exhale, bring that foot down to the earth. Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale to come over and pause here. Breathing deep, roll that top shoulder back, lift the gaze. Hmm. Finding that grounding in the breath to be fully present and in this moment. Inhale to pull you back up through to center. Hands can come to hips. That extended leg comes back to center, and we come to the other side. Taking the time here to realign, making sure that knee is right under the hip here. And everyone has one leg that's a little bit shorter than the other, so usually on one side you got to tweak it a little bit. All right, coming back through to center. Inhale, open up those arms. Exhale to dip and dive over. Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale, palm to the earth, other hand lifts towards the sky. And once again, moving through these poses, perhaps with grace and power. Mm. And as you move through these poses, ask yourself what you can learn about this body. Mm. This next time, the hand is going to stay here to the earth and make a conscious choice. Just because you did something on one side doesn't mean you have to do it on the other. Always an option to try and come out if needed. Using the breath here. If you're not breathing with the leg lifted, then I would lower it. The breath is the most important work we're doing here. One more full breath cycle here. You've got this. And then exhale, bringing that foot back down to the earth. Inhale to come back through to center. And exhale to come to that other side and pause. Breathing deep here. Remembering that you have all the tools you need to be successful in this space. Inhale to come back through to center. Hands can come to hips, knees together. Turn to face the short end of the mat again, and then sink the hips back and down, coming into a child's pose or extended child's pose. Always an option to bring a block under the forehead to connect to that. Pausing here for 6 breaths total, for a moment of respite, honoring the amazing work that this body has already done. Inhale to slowly roll back up to a tabletop position here. Inhale to extend the right leg straight out, back and behind. And then exhale, bend that knee, step the foot all the way up and through to the front of the mat. Tuck the back toes under and step the back foot up to meet the front foot, coming into a forward fold. Pausing here, feeling the backs of the legs opening up. Bending the knees if you need to bring the hands to the earth, or using blocks. Remembering that we're here to connect physically, emotionally, spiritually. And then walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. And then walk the hands over to the right, just going back side to side a few times, opening up the side body. Once you got into both sides, one more time, returning back to center here. And inhale, begin to slowly rolling up, one vertebrae at a time, allowing the head to be the last thing that rises. And then turning to face the front of the room. So we're all going to stand at one end of the mat here. Yeah, I go the left end. And inhale, coming tall into mountain pose. So feet hip width distance apart, slight micro bend in the knees, thighs active and engaged here. Tilt the pelvis slightly forward and then feel that lift up tall through the crown of the head. Shoulders soften down the back body. Hands come out side to side, active and engaged. The whole body working to support you here. Inhale, the arms rise up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, lean out and over to the side. Inhale to come back through to center. Take a big step. Toes are going to point towards the corner edges of the mat here. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, sink down into goddess. Pausing here for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, straighten the feet to both be pointing straight ahead now, coming into star pose. Pausing here for a breath cycle in and out. Inhale, take these toes, point them towards the short end of the mat, and then begin to allow the hands to slide forward, hips come back. Once you've gone as far as you can here, pivot just the arms, coming into triangle, gaze straight ahead or lifted up towards the sky. Taking a big breath in through the nose here. Exhale, the top hand floats down to meet the bottom hand. Take about a quarter step up with that back foot. Square the shoulders to the short end of the mat here, pyramid pose. Pausing for a breath cycle, feeling cool air enter the body on the inhale. Feeling warm air leave the body on the exhale. Big breath in, bend the front knee, hands come down to the earth now. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Drop that knee down to the ground. Back toes can stay tucked or top of the foot can come to the earth. Left hip comes back as right hip comes forward. Shoulders soften down the back body. And inhale, lift those hands up towards the sky. Option to bring a bit of a back bend in here. Pausing for that breath cycle to feel this pose in the body. Thanking this body for serving you for this day, every day before, and every day that will follow. As you exhale, float those hands back down to the ground. Then big moves here. We're going to pivot on the front foot to face the long end of the mat. So you're got those toes tucked under your body here. The heel is on the earth, toes lifted up towards the ceiling, shoulders soften down the back body, hands can stay on the earth, or inhale to lift the hands to the heart space or one hand, depending on where you're at. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Bring the hands down to the earth and then coming to the other side here. So the opposite toes are curled under. Other toes are lifted up. Option to bring those hands to heart center. Head over heart, heart over pelvis, pelvis over foot. Big deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, bringing the hands to the earth if they're not already. Turning now to face that short end of the mat. Back knee can drop to the earth, front knee over front ankle, hips squared. So right hip back, left hip forward, shoulders soften down the back body. Always an option to keep those hands to the earth if that would serve you. Or inhale, lift those hands to the sky. Pausing here to take that nourishing breath. Exhale, bringing those hands back down to the earth. Tuck the back toes under. Take about a half step up. Straighten that front leg. Activate the abdomen, palms together in the inner thigh or inner shin. Pausing here for that breath. And then taking about a quarter step back. That top hand lifts up to the sky. Triangle. Feeling the abdomen active here, supporting you. Then on an inhale, you can imagine like you're grabbing a giant hook that pulls you all the way back through to stars. So toes pointing straight ahead, arms out side to side, taking up space that you are worthy of. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose and exhale, toes point towards the corner edges, knees bend, elbows bend, coming into goddess. Pausing here for that breath, giving you the energy you need to sustain your practice. And then inhale, bringing the feet together, palms together overhead, stretching to the side. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale to slide the hands down to heart center. Pausing for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. All right, that's a moon salutation, and we're gonna do 3 more now. So by the end of it, you're gonna be pros. All right. Inhale to lift and rise. Exhale to come out to the side. Inhale to come back through to center, taking that big step about a leg's length, knees bend, arms bend, toes pointed out. Inhale to straighten the legs, the feet, and the arms, shining bright. Inhale, toes point towards the short end of the mat. Inhaling as you begin to reach forward as far as you can, and then pivoting just the arms. Making sure you keep a micro bend in that front knee so you're not locking the knee because that's where injury can happen. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale, that top hand comes down to meet the bottom hand. Take about a quarter step up with that back foot. Squaring the hips towards the front end of the mat here. Keeping those shoulders soften down the back body. Big breath in and exhale, bend that front knee, palms come down to the earth, back knee to the earth. Hips are squared, coming into your alignment in your runner's lunge, and choosing if you're going to stay here or if you'd like to lift those hands up to the sky on an inhale. Feeling the breath moving through your body. And then inhale, raining those palms down to the earth, turning and pivoting on the ball of the foot here underneath you. Opposite toes lifted, slight micro bend in the knee always. And then coming to see if lifting the hands to heart center is right for you. It can be very helpful to have a focal point at the wall to look at that's moving or not moving, even if you are. Exhale, hands come down to the earth, coming through, walking those hands over to the other side of the mat. Breathing deep here, setting yourself up. Intrinsically knowing these movements in your body. Trusting its wisdom. Exhale, those hands come down. We pivot to face the opposite end of the mat now. Back knee down to the earth. And then inhale, rising high. Option to use that exhale to bring a bit of a back bend in here. Inhale, those palms float back down to the earth, curling those back toes under, taking about a half step up, straightening that front leg, palms together, abdomen active and engaged here. Breathing deep in pyramid pose. Inhale to take a quarter step back. Top hand lifts to the sky, coming into triangle. And then inhale, imagine as you're grabbing a hook that pulls you all the way back up to star. Straight arms, straight legs, straight feet. Nice lift tall through the crown. Big breath in. And exhale, toes come to the point to the corner edges, and knees bend, elbows bend. Inhale, feet together, palms together, up overhead. Exhale out and over to the side, keeping that top shoulder rolled back. And inhale to come back through to center. Exhale, hands to heart center, pausing for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. Beginning to find peace in the movements as you know what is coming. Inhale to rise. Exhale out and over to the side. Inhaling back through to center, taking a step about a leg's length, melting down into goddess. Inhale, straighten the arms, the legs, the feet. Toes come to point towards the short end of the mat. You begin to slide forward like something is just out of your reach that you're trying to get. And then pivoting just the arms, abdomen is active and engaged here, supporting you. Big breath in through the nose as that top hand floats down to the bottom hand, taking a quarter step up. Hips square, left hip comes back, right hip comes forward. And extend out tall through the crown to find that length through the spine. Nice flat back. Inhale, bend that front knee, palms come down to the earth, pivot on the ball of the back foot. Drop that knee down to the ground. Re-squaring the hips, shoulders soften down the back body. And then choosing if you'd like to keep the hands on the earth or use an inhale to lift towards the sky. Breathing deep here. Big breath in through the nose to float those hands back down to the earth, pivoting onto the ball of that front foot, bringing it underneath the body to support you as the other heel is on the earth, toes lifted, and choosing where the hands are going to go here. Breathing deep, finding the steadiness in the breath to find the steadiness in the body. Inhaling, palms come to the earth. Walk yourself over to the other side, coming onto the ball of that foot, toes lifted, hands to heart or hands on the earth. Inhale those hands back to the earth. Pivot your body to face the short end of the mat. Back knee to the earth, front knee over front ankle. Realigning, always coming into these foundational poses with integrity. Before then, inhaling to lift. Using that breath to stay fully present in this moment. Inhale to float those hands back down, tuck the back toes under, taking about a half step up as you straighten that front leg, extend out through the crown. Hands come to the inside of that front leg. Inhale, about a quarter step back, and then open that top hand to the ceiling. Inhale, imagine like you're grabbing a hook that pulls you all the way back up through to star. Shining bright, toes pointing straight ahead. And then exhale, bending the knees, bending the arms, pointing the toes towards those corner edges. Inhale, feet together, palms together, stretching tall. Exhaling out and over to the side. Inhale to come back through to center. And exhale to slide the hands down to the heart, pausing for a breath cycle. 3 done, 1 to go. Inhale to lift. Exhale to come to the side. Inhale, a nice big step, coming into goddess. Inhale, straighten the arms, legs, and feet. The next inhale, point the toes straight ahead. Just slide those arms forward. Pivot just the arms. Inhale, top hand comes down to the bottom. Take that quarter step up. Realigning the hips. Inhale, bend that knee, palms to the earth. Bring that back knee down. Front knee over front ankle. And inhale to lift. Inhale, palms return to the earth to support you as you pivot on the ball of that toe. Opposite toes lift towards the sky, finding your focal point, coming into your steady center. Inhale, palms to the earth to assist you as you walk yourself over to the other side. Breathing deep here. Inhale to ground the hands, turn the body to face the short edge of the mat, back knee to the earth. Softening the shoulders, and an inhale to rise. Inhale to float the palms down, tuck the back toes under, take a half step up, toes pointed towards that front corner, leg straightens with just a micro bend, shoulders soften, abdomen engaged, extending through the crown. Inhale, about a quarter step back, top hand rises towards the ceiling. Inhale yourself all the way back up to star. Taking up the space that you are worthy of, that this body is worthy of. Inhale, melting the knees, the elbows, repositioning the feet. And then inhale, feet together, palms together, leaning to the side. And inhaling back to center, hands to the heart. Bring a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart. Allow the eyes to soften or close. And allow yourself to take 3 breaths here. Checking in, honoring everything that you just accomplished. Taking pride in your time, your work here. Tooting your own horn. When you're ready, allow the eyes to flutter open, arms come out side to side till the palms touch overhead. And then exhale, swan dive all the way back down to the earth. Bring the left knee down to the earth and then the right. Sitting back on the heels. Actually, we can turn. Sitting up nice and tall, lifting through the crown, shoulders softened. Inhale the arms straight in front of you. Exhale, rotate the palms out, swim the hands back and behind and interlace the fingers or grab onto a strap. And then pull the hands back and down, opening up the heart space, lift the gaze. Exhale, begin to melt the torso over the thighs. Forehead comes to the earth or a block as you lift the arms up overhead. Pausing here in Yoga Mudra, where the wisdom of the heart is elevated above the wisdom of the head. Pausing for 2 more breath cycles. Remembering that you have everything you need to be successful in this space. You have everything you need to be fully present in this space. Inhale to extend out through the crown of the head and begin to lift back up using the abdomen here to support this gesture. Once you're all the way back upright, releasing the hands and floating the hands back to the thighs. Coming forward onto hands and knees here, returning back to tabletop. Hands over shoulders, abdomen tucked up and in here. And inhale, extend the right leg straight back and behind. Exhale, bend the knee, pulling it through, placing the right knee by the right hand, right foot by left thigh, and keeping that foot nice and active. And then option here to slide that back leg back, knowing that the deeper back the leg goes, the deeper the stretch will be. And then pulling the left hip forward and the right hip back to square the hips. Inhale to come up onto fingertips, sitting in tall pigeon here. Option to bring the hands to heart center, pausing for 3 breaths. Inhaling one more time, big breath here. And then exhale, begin to make your way back down to the earth. Forehead could come to rest on the earth or a block, or you could stack arm on arm or fist on fist here. The goal being to find something that you can fully soften into, receive the support of the earth beneath you. Taking this quiet moment to appreciate the shape that your body is in. Use the next inhale to fire up the belly, extend out through the crown, and gently make your way back up to proud pigeon. From here, dropping the palms down, sliding that back leg up, returning to tabletop here. Bumping the hips to the left, looking over the shoulder at the hips, bumping the hips to the right, looking over the shoulder at the hips. Just side to side here a few times. Giving a little love to the hips after such a deep stretch. One more time, side to side. And then coming back through to center on the next inhale, extending the left leg straight out, back and behind. Exhale, bend that knee by left hand, left foot by right thigh, sliding that right leg back, finding something that is comfortable that you can sustain. That left foot is nice and active here. And then inhale, opening up the heart space here, lifting the crown, softening the muscles of the face, pausing for 3 breaths, option to bring the hands to heart center here. Inhaling one more big breath in, and then let that exhale bring you down towards the earth. Choosing something that you can luxuriate in for 3 breath cycles where the forehead is connecting to something. Inhale, connecting to the core, extending through the crown, and lifting back up to proud pigeon. Nice and gentle, no rush here. And then exhale, palms to the earth, unravel that leg, and returning back to tabletop. Hands can be towards the front of the mat here and taking some hip circles, big or small, making sure that we're tending to the body as we move through these stretches and poses, because our body is worthy of that attention, awareness, and love. Reversing, going in the opposite direction. Inhale to bring it back to center now, sitting back on the feet and then coming onto the side of the hips to extend the legs straight out in front of you. And make sure you're in the middle of the mat here. Taking a big breath in, extending the arms straight out in front of you. And exhale, begin to slowly lower yourself down towards the mat. One vertebrae at a time. Finding that connection here. And then inhale, bring the knees in towards the chest for a nice big hug. Gently rocking side to side here. Option to continue as you are, or inhale, kick the feet up towards the ceiling. Grab either the outer edges of the feet or bring your peace fingers around your big toes here. Come into happy baby. You can rock, extend the legs out, kind of whatever you want here. And then releasing the feet. Allow the feet to come down to be the width edge of the mat. And then windshield wiper the legs side to side. So then bring them down to the right side on the exhale. Inhale back up through to center. Exhale to the other side. Tending to this body that has worked so hard for you in this hour, while still marrying breath and movement. And next time you come through to center, inhale, hug in your right knee, extend the left leg out straight. And then bring that sole of the foot to the earth with the knee bent. Press into the earth a little bit so you can shimmy the hips to the right a few inches. And then use an exhale to bring the right knee over to the left side of the body, coming into a supine twist. Make sure that both shoulders stay firmly rooted to the earth here. Open up the arms like a big Texas T at shoulder height, side to side. And then exhale, turn to look in the opposite direction of the knee. Breathing deeply here and tapping into the wisdom of the twist to release what is no longer serving you. If you experienced any self-judgment or criticism in this practice, please use this time now to release that. And if you didn't, I'm super duper proud of you. I'm proud of you even if you did, but release something else that's not serving you. Inhale to come back through to center, knee to center, gaze to center. Bring that foot back to the earth to re-center the hips. Extend the right leg out straight, hug the left knee into the chest. Give it a nice big squeeze here. And then exhale, bring that knee over the midline to the other side of the body. Arms extend straight out and turn to look in the opposite direction of that knee. Can soften or close the eyes if you'd like. Really slowing down the practice from this point out. Inhale to come back through to center, pressing that foot into the earth to realign the hips if it needs it. Extending that leg out and preparing for Shavasana. So this is the time to put any layers back on if you'd like. Have a sip of water, anything that's going to help you get even 5% more comfortable for your Shavasana. Mm. Mm. Legs extended straight out, arms, palms up in a V shape, side to side, eyes softened or closed. Mm. If you're experiencing any cramping in the abdomen, you can place the hands over that area. If you're experiencing any discomfort in the low back, you can bend the knees and bring the feet to the width edge of the mat, and then allow the knees to fall in towards each other, making the low back flush to the earth. Wherever you are at, use your next exhale to see if you can soften 5% more. Taking a big breath in, using this exhale to see if you can soften 4% more. Taking a big breath in through the nose and exhaling to see if you can soften 3% more. Big breath in. Can you soften 2% more? And last breath, big breath in. A final 1% more, bringing you into a state of total relaxation so that you can receive the most from your Shavasana. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, and out through the nose. Getting to wiggle fingers and toes. Making circles with the wrists and ankles. And then turning to roll on to the left side, curling up in the fetal position, using the lower arm as a pillow for the head. Knowing that when you do this on the left side, it brings the organs into alignment in the body. Us having brought the breath into alignment, the body into alignment, and the mind into alignment for your practice. Pausing here for one final breath cycle, in through the nose and out through the nose. And as you're ready, gently making your way back up to a comfortable seated position facing the front of the classroom. Closing our practice with 3 breaths. So once you're comfortable, using an inhale to bring the hands to heart center, lifting tall through the crown. Big breath in. My wish for you on this day and every day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste. Thank you for joining.